In December 208 AD, Zhou Yu and Cheng Pu led the army to attack Jiangling together with Liu Bei, and at the same time, in order to cooperate with Zhou Yu and open up the Eastern Front battlefield, Sun Quan personally led a mighty army to attack Jiang Commandery. At the end of the Han Dynasty, Yangzhou had 7 commanderies. Jiang and Lujiang commanderies were to the west of the Yangtze River. Wu, Dunyang, Huaiji, Yujiang and Luling commanderies were to the east of the Yangtze River. Yuan Shu had ordered Sun Ce to lead his troops to take over Lujiang, and appointed Liu Xun as the governor of Lujiang. Thus Jiang and Lujiang became the core of Yuan Shu's ruling area. Later, Sun Ce crossed the river and captured 5 commanderies in Jiangdong. In June 199 AD, Yuan Shu died in Shouchun, and his subordinates fled, so Xun Yu recommended Yan Xiang to be the governor of Yangzhou, since that Cao Cao had taken control of Jiang. 5 months later, Sun Ce, together with Zhou Yu, led an attack on Lujiang. Liu Xun, the governor of Lujiang, was defeated and surrendered to Cao Cao with the remnants of his army and his strategist Liu Ya. Sun Ce ordered Li Shu to become the governor of Lujiang, and most of Lujiang came under Sun Ce's rule. This was the general situation of the 7 commanderies of Yangzhou before Sun Ce's death, with the intact Jiang, and a small part of Lujiang going to Cao Cao, and the rest to Sun Ce. At the beginning of 200 AD, the Battle of Guandu broke out. Sun Ce secretly planned to sneak attack Shu Du, and make preparations for it, one of which is to order the governor of Lujiang, Li Shu, to attack and kill Yan Xiang, in order to annex Jiang, and occupy the whole Yangzhou. However, the god does not bless the talent. In April Sun Ce was assassinated. Li Shu was beheaded for disobeying Sun Quan. The policy of the Jiangdong state quickly turned from expansion to defense. Therefore, although Yan Xiang was dead, Jiang did not fall into Sun Quan's hands. At that time, Cao Cao was so busy with the Battle of Guandu that he had neither time to take care of it nor troops to send, so in his haste, he appointed Liu Fu to be the governor of Yangzhou. At that time, the capital of Jiang was in Shouchun, while the capital of Yangzhou was Liyang. After Liu Fu came to Jiang, alone to take up his office, he thought that neither Liyang nor Shouchun was suitable to be a strategic fortress. After examining the terrain in detail, and he found an excellent location, Hefei. In that age of cold weapons, the cavalry was the king in the war. The origin of high-quality war horses was almost exclusively in the north, and due to this constraint, the southern regime's disadvantage in land warfare was often very great. However, benefiting from the well-connected water network, the southern navy was significantly stronger than that of the north. If the southern regime wanted to threaten the central plains through waterways, there were only 3 routes it could take: the Han River waterway on the west, the Rushu River, Shu River, Fei River waterways on the middle, and the northern Jiangsu waterway on the east. One of the most unreliable is the northern Jiangsu waterway. At the end of the Han Dynasty, the northern Jiangsu plains were densely swamped and sparsely populated. If a mighty army marching here would be unable to get food and supplies, and the river channels would be frequently blocked, resulting in the stranding of warships, very unreliable. The Han River waterway in the west could lead from the Yangtze River, along the Han River to Xiangyang and Fanchen, and then northward along the Yu River to Wanchen, the capital of Nanyang Commandery. The waterway was densely populated with cities and towns, well supplied, and the Han River and Yu River were so smooth that there was no problem of siltation affecting navigation. But there are 3 key difficulties in trying to go this way. First, the area of Jingzhou, Nanjun, and Jiangxia, through which the Han River flows, needs to be controlled in their own hands, or else they will easily be cut off from their retreat. For example, at this time these 2 commanderies in the north of the Yangtze River belongs to Cao Cao's control area. Zhou Yu can only fight with Cao Ren, under the city of Jiangling, and do not dare to go north along the Han Waterway. Secondly, the Han River Waterway is easy to be stuck in the fortress of Funcheng. As long as you send troops to guard Funcheng on the north bank of the Han River Waterway, the Navy will not be able to enter Nanyang, and will not be a threat to the Central Plains regime. For example, 10 years after, in the Battle of Xiangfun, Guan Yu has firmly controlled the rights of the Han River Waterway, besieged Cao Ren in Funcheng for half a year, but could not conquer, but only in vain. Once the rear way is cut off, all the troops will be destroyed in the end. In the end, even if you capture Funcheng, and reach Wancheng along the Yu River, the waterway also ends here. Because there was no waterway from Wancheng to Xiudu or Luoyang, the Navy could only abandon ship and go ashore. In this hundreds of miles of open plains, once encountered the elite cavalry of the Central Plains, it is very difficult to win. Moreover, Wancheng is thousands of miles away from eastern Wu, which makes it difficult to contact and support. As a result, the west road of the Han River Waterway was even more unrealistic for Sun Quan, so the middle waterway of the Rushu River, Shi River, Fei River Waterway, became the best option, and arguably Sun Quan's only option. Taking the middle waterway, Sun Quan's warships could enter Chao Lake from the Yangtze River along the Rushu River, then sail down Shi River, a tributary of Chao Lake, into Fei River, a tributary of the Huai River, after which they could enter the Huai River from Shouchun. Not only is this waterway a short trip, and close to the Central Plains, but the river is wide and deep, which facilitates the navigation of large ships. For Sun Quan's navy, as long as it entered the Huai River, it would be equivalent to a dragon swimming into the sea. If they went eastward along the Huai River, they could go northward into the Su River. The Su River runs through Xuzhou from south to north, and then Xiapi, the capital of Xuzhou, will become an outpost instead of a rear area. Xiapi is the confluence of the Su and Yi rivers, and back then, Cao Cao dug up these two rivers in order to capture Lu Bu, and flood the city of Xiapi. Once Xiapi was captured, Sun Quan's naval forces could enter Qingzhou along the Yi River, basically covering all of Qingzhou. If he feels that Qingzhou and Xuzhou are not interesting, Sun Quan can also visit Cao Cao's hometown Qiao County, and his headquarters in Yanzhou along the Gua River. If his warships entered the Huai River, and chose to go upstream, they could enter the hinterland of Yuzhou, along the Hong River and Ru River, and even reach the city of Xiudu along the Ying River. By relying on the well-connected river system, Sun Quan can easily complete a precise strike on more than half of the towns and cities in the Central Plains with his navy ships, and Cao Cao will have no way of defending himself at that time. Even if Sun Quan had no intention of forging ahead in the Central Plains, standing on passive defense, he was still very eager to push the defensive front to the Huai River coast. At the end of the Han Dynasty, the southern part of the country was very underdeveloped and agriculture was not well developed. Therefore, the 6 commanderies of Jiangdong in Sun Quan's hands appeared to have a large territory, but in fact, the main cities and populations were located in the narrow strip of land along the southern bank of the Yangtze River. For Sun Quan, the Yangtze River is both the first and the last line of defense. Once the Northern Army succeeds in crossing the river, there will be no more strongholds to defend the land of Jiangdong. Therefore, Sun Quan's successive relocations of his capital, whether it was Wu County in the early days, or Jinkou, Wucheng, Jianye afterwards, and Chaisung, which he occupied before the Battle of Red Cliff, were all along the Yangtze River. Although, Sun Quan, this kind of courage similar to the emperor guarding the country's gate deserves to be recognized, I am afraid that it is more sorrowful and helpless. Since the ancient times, the southern ruling regimes that could only defend the Yangtze River could not last long, because once the Northern Army marching south, stationed on the north bank of the Yangtze River, across the river is just a matter of time, only to advance the defense line to the Huai River basin, relying on the Huainan Plain as a buffer zone, using the layers of the dense Yangtze-Huai Rivers network, build up a defense system, which is attackable and defensible, easy to enter and exit, land and water linkage, in order to hold a long time with the Central Plains regime to get rid of the destiny of the slow death. That is why there is a said that, if you want to guard the Yangtze River, you must guard Huai River first. The reason that a single Yangtze River cannot be guarded, Sun Quan understands. Sun Quan also has the ambition of the unification of the world, at least now he still has, but in order to enter Huai River from Avru Shu River, Shu River and Fei River, it is necessary to pass through Hefei. When Liu Fu was sent here by Cao Cao in 200 AD, Zhejiang had also been spoiled by Yuan Shu, and Hefei had become an empty city with no people. However, considering the irreplaceable strategic role of Hefei, Liu Fu resolutely moved his capital of Yangzhou from Liyang to Hefei. During the 8 years from 200 to 208 AD, Liu Fu organized schools, educated the people, pacified the powerful, promoted the part-time farming, attracting people returned to their hometowns, so that Zhejiang Commandery gradually regained its former prosperity. During this period, he vigorously rebuilt the city defense of Hefei, stocked up abundant supplies for war preparation, and made Hefei an impregnable town in the north of the Yangtze River. In 208 AD, before the Battle of Red Cliff, Liu Fu, the provincial governor of Yangzhou, died of illness in Hefei. In December of the same year, Cao Cao fled to Jiangling in defeat and then returned north. Zhou Yu and Chang Pu led their troops to pursue them to the city of Jiangling, and joined forces with Liu Bei to attack the city. Meanwhile, in order to cope with the battlefield on the western front, and to open up the connection between the Yangtze River and the Huai River, Sun Quan personally led a troop to attack Hefei. This was also the first time that Sun Quan's troops were attacking the city of Hefei. He personally commanded the attack on one side, and sent Zhang Zhao to lead another troop to attack Deng Tu on the other side. At this time, Cao Cao has just suffered a tragic defeat at Red Cliff, losing half of his soldiers, and most of the remaining troops are arranged in the northern part of Jingzhou, Xiangyang, Jiangling, etc., so he is unable to support Hefei. So Cao Cao only sent his general Zhang Shi, who led more than 1,000 cavalry, and gathered some local soldiers from the Runan region to relieve the siege. At that time, the epidemic in Cao Cao's army was still spreading. Zhang Shi couldn't keep moving. When he was halfway there, his soldiers were infected with the disease and fell down a lot. At this point, Cao Cao could only leave Hefei to fend for itself. Cao's army has just suffered a great defeat at Red Cliff, not only the loss of soldiers and generals, low morale, the shadow of the epidemic also lingers for a long time. Sun Quan is taking advantage of the situation to counterattack, the intention to forge ahead in the Central Plains, the pressure of the defense of the east and west fronts, all concentrated in the two key areas of Jiangling and Hefei. Once Jiangling is lost, there will be no longer any stronghold to protect the south of Xiangfan, and once Hefei is captured, the gateway to Huainan will also be open. So the winter of 208 AD was too long for Cao Cao, Sun Quan in Hefei this side, the siege of the city for a long time, cannot capture, extremely anxious, their Zhang Zhao in Deng Tu also have attacked for a long time, indignation and retreat. Before Liu Fu's death, he had ordered people to prepare a large number of straw mats made of grass and palm leaves, and thousands of drachms of fish oil in the city. At this time, Hefei was under heavy rain for several days, and the city wall was about to be collapsed, so the defenders took out the grass mats, and covered the wall to waterproof it, and at night, they lit up the fish oil for illumination, in case of Sun Quan's sneak attack. In this way, although surrounded, but Hefei city still stood firm. Angry Sun Quan just want to act as at his brother Sun Che, personally led the death squad to attack the city. Zhang Hong hurriedly advised to kill the enemy on the front and charge into battle is not something that a commander-in-chief should do. I hope that you will always have the ambition of the king's domination and do not show off the courage of the ordinary man. Sun Quan then stopped. Jiang Ji, the deputy governor who was stationed outside the city, saw that the reinforcements were delayed and knew that they must be halfway out of the situation and could not be counted on. So he had a plan, and he wrote a secret letter to the new provincial governor of Yangzhou in the city, which said, "General Zhang Shi has led 40,000 infantry and cavalry to the vicinity, and I ask you, my lord, to quickly arrange the recorder to meet them." Jiang Ji copied the letter 3 times and sent 3 messengers to sneak into the city with the letter. Only one of them succeeded in entering the city. The remaining 2 were captured by Sun Quan. After seeing the letter, Sun Quan was so deeply believed that he hurriedly ordered his troops to burn down their battalion, and withdrew to Jiangdong along the waterway, thus ending the First Battle of Hefei. This battle touched Cao Cao deeply, and he realized the significance of defending Hefei, and the gap between the 2 armies in water warfare. In March of the same year, after Sun Quan retreated, Cao Cao came to his hometown of Qiao County, where he personally supervised the construction of warships and trained the navy. In July, Cao Cao traveled south along the Gua River to Hefei, where he appointed his own trusted advisor, Wen Hui, to be the governor of Yangzhou, with Jiang Ji, the deputy governor, to assist him, and to provide compassionate care for the families of the soldiers who died in battle, and stayed in Hefei for more than 5 months before returning. Sun Quan understands that not being able to take Hefei is the equivalent of being locked in a front line of the Yangtze River, and he will not give up no matter what.